Awesome. Good evening, everybody. I am so glad you're here. I'm going to encourage you to find that little chat button in your at the bottom of your screen or on your phone, just so that you can say hello. We're going to use that chat button a lot tonight. We're just really excited that you're here, and I'm just excited to spend this next little bit of time with you. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to go ahead and present. My name is Jennifer Brown. If I haven't had the pleasure of meeting you, I live in Santa Clarita, where it is currently rainy and cold. I lost 55 pounds in 6 months about almost 5 years ago, although recently have refocused, and this is a picture currently where I was in January, and I'm down 15 pounds actually. And I get to be your host tonight, and I'm honored to be able to share this bit of time with you this evening. So glad that you are joining us. So as you find that chat button, if you haven't already said hello, please do that. But we're going to have a few questions throughout tonight. I'm welcoming all of you here. We are part of the Optavia family, my fellow Optavians, hello. But as a support group, we have 4 support groups that are joining and linking arms tonight. We have Optimal Life Creators. We have Highway to Health, Be a Loser Like Me, and we have Optimal Me. So I want you to put in the chat which support group you are a part of. And if you're joining us live or the replay, now the people I'm talking to at the moment, you're all live, and so I'm glad that you're taking time out of your day. But we want to just know where you're coming from. So if you would just do that for me, I would be so grateful to just see where we're coming from. Wow, I have to say that the Habits of Health webinar last night, if you were on that call with Craig Blanchett, holy Hannah, he blew it out of the waters. It was fantastic. If you were on that call, put a 1 in the chat. It was really fantastic. But, you know, this journey to optimal health means that we need to have a skill set, which means overcoming barriers that hinder your success. And we'll talk about that in a few minutes, but we have kind of like a worldwide barrier kind of happen in our lives right now. We've got to have the skill sets and the tools in our tool belt to know how to overcome that and not let that be an excuse to not create optimal health. But I love in Dr. Anderson's Habits of Health book, he says this: all things are possible. You have the capability over time with specific focus, guidance, and practice to become the dominant force in your life. And I'm excited tonight because we have 4 clients from our various client support groups that are going to be sharing how they have taken the steps to create optimal health and to become the dominant force in their life. I'm excited to start off tonight by introducing our first client that we're going to be celebrating. Woohoo! This is Blake Boomer, and Blake Boomer's coach is actually his fiance. They're getting married pretty soon, Bailey Brandt. So Blake, are you out there? Could you come off mute and share your story?
Yes. Hello, everybody. Thank you for allowing me to join here and talk about my story. Yeah, in a quick rundown, I started at 204 pounds towards the end of December. And I was getting really tired of saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, kind of putting it off week to week. You know, next week we'll go out and do some shopping and food prep and stuff. And it ended up not going that way. And I know Jamie, she did it herself. And I just couldn't deny what would work anymore. And I decided to jump on the old Optavia bandwagon and I give it a shot for myself. And now, about 10 weeks later, I'm sitting at 167 pounds as of last Saturday. So yeah, it's been a great journey. This is not just for simply health, but also for my career and overall well-being. So, you know, just a quick little message out to the guys that are watching their, you know, wives, sisters, mothers, so forth, kind of shaking their heads at it. Well, don't, if you are questioning inside of your mind to get going on this, I would definitely say go ahead and jump on it, because there's nothing to lose but your weight, and make it happen. Don't fret, and kind of jump off the ledge, so to speak.
Wow, Blake, that is awesome. How exciting. And I kind of have a feeling when you're walking down that aisle, actually it's your bride, who also has had a great transformation herself. I think the
Yes.
two of you are going to have that confidence and really just create such special memories. So, hey, everybody, let's put our hands up for Blake. That's awesome. Congratulations, Blake. And
Thank
thanks
you.
so much for sharing.
Of
That's
course.
great. All right, so Blake's going to go back on mute. And I don't know about you guys. Anybody else feeling really lucky? That's kind of our theme. I've got my little St. Patrick's Day. I know I'm almost a week early. Vest on, my leprechauns and stuff like that. Anybody else kind of happy that we can come together as a community tonight? And like, even if we sneeze, like even if we cough, we're gonna be okay, right? Like the panic and the hysteria. Here's the amazing thing, you guys. Those of us who are really creating optimal health, we have a better chance. Should we get anything? Doesn't matter what it is. We have a better chance of really being able to fight that. So what a blessing Optavia is. And I love that our community, and I saw everybody in the chat sharing which group you're part of. I love that we can come together as a community, that we're not having to cancel our client celebration night tonight, right? I mean, is anybody else excited about this? We are so lucky, although I love to use the word blessed. I feel so blessed to be able to link arms with this amazing family and you awesome clients and coaches on this line tonight. I'm just excited and I feel very lucky. So thank you again, Blake, for sharing. And so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna share my screen again, and we have another question. I'd like you to hop into the chat, if you would, please. Here's the second question for tonight. What is your best non-scale victory, the NSV, that we can celebrate from this past month, over the last 3 or 4 weeks? I want to hear from all of you. We just heard a little bit from Blake. We're going to hear from a few more of our clients. What is your non-scale victory? Because here's the thing. As coaches, we're not coaching people to a number. We're coaching people for lifelong transformation. And so sometimes it's really fun to just stop and celebrate the victories that don't show up on the scale. What are some of your non-scale victories? So as I bring on and introduce our next guest, I hope that you will be hopping into that chat, please, and share your non-scale victories so that we can celebrate you there. Okay, guys, this one's gonna get a little bit emotional for me. But this is my Aunt Carole. And we actually have quite a few cousins on tonight. Yes, we are going to be chain breakers in our family history. And my Aunt Carole is my mom's cousin. My mom's on here tonight. Hi, Mom. Giving her a little shout out. We've got some of our other cousins, but Aunt Carole is an amazing woman who is having an amazing transformation. Aunt Carole, are you there? And would you be willing to come off mute and share your story?
Yes, I'm here.
Yay.
Hi, I'm Carole Rist. I'm 70 years old and I've been overweight all my life. When I was 14, my mom took me to the doctor to find out why I hadn't lost my baby fat. And he determined that if I was on 1,000 calories a day diet, I should be happy to lose 1 pound a month. How discouraging that was. I have been on almost every diet there is with limited success and, of course, more weight gain afterwards. Dr. A's Habits of Health has changed my life. It was the answer I was searching for. He explained through his Habits of Health book why I was overweight. And I don't just mean because I eat too much. And then in simple steps that I could achieve, he taught me how to get healthy. I have lost 42 pounds, but the non-scale victories are the amazing part. Because I've started a walking plan and I'm not breathless when I'm done. I've lost 13 inches of my waist. I just bought clothes a size smaller, and my daughter said, "Mom, you need to send those back because they're still too big." I walked into a store for the first time in 10 years. I am a diabetic, and not only have my medicines been drastically reduced, my insulin went from 70 units a day to 16. And I'm off blood pressure medicine too. And the best part was last month when my doctor said, "Wow, you're doing great. Don't you ever go off this program." I can tell you I'm one happy senior.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Carole, I just celebrate you because, oh gosh, you guys, sorry. When we get to do, and her coach, by the way, is one of my other aunts, all cousins here, Mona Milbrandt, that's her sister. And when we got to celebrate her and to say that she was able to walk into a store for the first time in her life, or first time in 10 years, when she's taking laps around her kitchen and her living room, she's walking down to the mailbox. And she had already lost. Carole, remind us, how much did you lose through doctor's help prior to starting on Optavia?
42 pounds.
Prior to Optavia, how much did you lose?
I had already lost 100 pounds.
So she's down to 140 pounds.
But it took me 12 years to lose that 100. And I've lost 42 since I've been on Optavia since the end of August.
So you guys, lives are changing. Family histories are changing. And Aunt Carole, I'm so proud of you. And when you have a chance, look at the chat because people are encouraging you. We are being chain breakers for our family. And I'm so grateful for you sharing. Thank you, Aunt Carole. Hey.
You're welcome.
Hands up, everybody. It's awesome. Oh my goodness. I love that we get to make such a difference in people's lives. I would get some tissue right now, but of course all the stores are out of tissue, and so I'm going to use my sleeve. Oh, by the way, Aunt Carole lives in Corona, California, but has nothing to do with the virus. So we're glad. And by the way, Blake was from Valencia, California. And moving up to Northern California, I'm really excited for these next couple of minutes because I'm going to find my screen so I can show you. Well, I'll tell you what, while I'm finding that, I'm going to stop my share. We're going to spend a few minutes, and I'm going to send it up to Northern California, where we're going to spend the next few minutes with Karen Fisk, who has an amazing transformation story herself, but she's going to share some awesome recipes for us. Karen, take it away, girl, and I'll find those slides for you.
Here I am. I had to straighten my tiara before I could get started tonight. So it is a holiday time. So so let's get started. The St. Patrick's Day is right around the corner. We want to have fun with that. Just because we are getting healthy doesn't mean we can't have fun, right? Right? I'm looking for faces on the screen to go, yeah, let's have fun. So there you go. Now I'm seeing some responses. Okay, great. So let's start with some recipes, some things that you can do to have fun with this green holiday. The first one we're going to do is look at, okay, we all got in our kit this box of buttermilk cheddar herb biscuits, right? The first time you fixed that and you tasted it, you went, this is not a Cracker Barrel biscuit, right? Did you feel the same way? It was not as tasty as you anticipated. Got some help for that today. So what you're going to need for this breakfast sandwich, you're going to start out with a donut pan. You need your donut pan. You need some cooking spray. You're going to spray your pan while your oven is heating at 350. Once you've done that, you want to sprinkle some of the best stuff ever created. It is the everything Bagel sesame seasoning blend from Trader Joe's. You want to sprinkle that in your pan. Then you're going to take your packet of biscuit. You're going to take that and 3 tablespoons of water. Mix it together. You're going to split that between 2 of the donut holes. Okay, you're going to put in 2 different, one recipe goes into 2 of the slots. Once you've mixed that up, you put that in the oven. While it's cooking, you're going to crack your egg, 1 egg, mix that up. This is where the fun starts. You're going to put a couple of drops of green food coloring in there. The old Dr. Seuss green eggs and ham, we're going to make some green eggs, okay? So you're going to mix the green in with your egg. A couple of tools that I use are, I use a flat skillet, a flat pan on the stovetop. This is the created little silicone ring that you can find at the grocery store. You put that on here, you pour your egg into that. See that? You pour your egg in that, makes a great little flat egg, like an egg McMuffin. So when you take this, you take you flip your egg, your green egg, and everything comes out. You put a piece of cheese on it, and look at this. Can you see that? A delicious bagel sandwich with the green eggs. Okay, so that's our first treat. So we start our day off with breakfast. There's the recipe. If you want to take a screen,
Yep, I'm going to bring
feel
it
free
up.
to do that.
Yeah, I'm going to bring it up.
Second thing you're going to look.
Everybody can take a picture. If you want to screenshot, my friends, this is what she. Whoops! This is. I just gave away what she's doing next. This is what This is what she made. Egg and cheese bagel sandwich, friends. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
And they are to die for. The reason you put your sprinkles in the pan is so that they turn out on the top of the pretty side, because you know it's all about presentation, right? So the second thing we'll look at, for a lot of people, the corned beef and cabbage is a big deal for St. Patrick's Day. So you don't have to give that up. The best thing about this recipe is it's just a dump and go. Everybody know what a dump and go is? It means you take your crock pot out, you put all this stuff in there, you dump it in, and you go away. And you leave it on for about 4 hours, low for 7 to 8 hours, or high for 3 to 4 hours. Come home in the evening, you've got this delicious recipe there. So take your screenshot of that real quick. The last recipe I want to share with you is also so much fun. You've got your vanilla shake. You're going to put that in with the ice instead of straight water. You're going to crush your ice in your Ninja blender, and you're going to use 6 ounces of the unsweetened almond milk. Put all that in your blender, mix it up. Then you're going to put, once again, food coloring, because this is going to be a shamrock shake. Shamrock shake. Doesn't that look fun? Now let's tweak just a little bit, because what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of Ready Whip, our favorite friend. We're going to put that right here on the top. Then here's the fun part as well. Be sure you get a cherry with a long stem, because you want to be sure and win the competition where you tie the stem in a knot when everything's done with your tongue, right? So you're going to put that on top, just like. Now, if you don't live in California, you might be able to enjoy that with a straw. If you live in California, you may have some contraband hidden somewhere that you can use as well. So here's to a happy St. Patrick's Day. Enjoy it and have fun. Thanks, Jen.
Oh my gosh, hands up if you love those recipes. Karen Fisk, you rock. Thank you for sharing those. And let me just share with you so you can take a screenshot, everybody. Here is the recipe for the Shamrock Shake, you guys. Fantastic. And don't forget that we have resources. You can go to our Pinterest page, Optavia 30. There's a couple other great recipes using something similar to this, but along with our brownies and some other things. And just, you know, be creative. But what a great way to be able to you know, enjoy the holidays. We just have to have a plan. So make your plan and stick to it. And that's how we will continue creating optimal health the rest of our life. So thank you again, Karen. I'm really excited next to bring on Michelle Christiansen. And she is going to be coming to us tonight from Elk Ridge, Utah. Michelle, are you there? And would you be willing to share your story so we can celebrate you?
Hi. Good to see everybody tonight. So I started on my journey in March of 2012. And so it's been 8 years this month since I started on my health journey. I'm so grateful to my coach for sharing this with me, who shared on Facebook what she was doing. And so I actually reached out to her and said, please share with me what you're doing, because I have tried everything. I had chronic migraines, I had high blood pressure, I had reflux disease, and I was in the morbidly obese category of the BMI, and I felt crappy all the time. I had no energy when I got home from work. I was working full-time for the state of Utah in a very stressful job, and I just didn't feel good ever. And so I lost 60 pounds in about 6 months, and I maintained that loss for several years. And I started coaching during that time. About a year and a half after I started coaching, and so I've been able to help a lot of other people get healthy as well. But can anybody relate to then life hits you and maybe you gain a little bit of that weight back? That happened to me. We had one of our children pass away, and then we moved from Oregon back to Utah. We built a house, which was a stressful situation as well. And I had a little bit of that weight came back on. And so, but my point about all of that is that I lost 60 pounds, which was great, but I did not make it to my goal. I got off all my medications, my migraines went away, my reflux went away, I had lots of energy, and I felt like, that's good enough. Like, this is so much better than I had, but it was not my best. And for a long time, I was okay with good enough. And then we got our life books. Who's got theirs on their desk today? Love it. Love the life book. And right now, I just wanted to share with you about in element 2, there are some questions here that I don't think I've been asked in quite this way before. And it really is just like sitting down with Dr. A and having him go, so tell me how you're feeling about everything. And I really do love the life book for that, because it just kind of feels like I'm being coached personally by him, which feels great, because we all love Dr. A, right? I had been asked before, what can you do to create your goals or to get what you want in life? But I don't think I'd ever been asked, what do you need to stop doing so that you can reach your goals? So I just wanted to share one thing that I wrote down. This was at the very beginning of the year. I wrote down, stop being okay with just being okay. And I decided at the beginning of this year that I wanted to be my best self, not just okay. So I tightened up my program. I got back on 5 and 1. I talked to my own coach about my goals. She encouraged me to share on Facebook. And you guys, I've had like so many people join with me, because it's contagious. When somebody wants to improve themselves, everybody wants to kind of jump on board. So that's been so fun. You may have seen me posting in our Be a Loser Like Me. I'm down about 16 pounds, but I'm down 25 inches. Like, you guys, that's 25 inches of fat that is gone. And I just feel so energized, and I feel like I'm giving myself a gift that I didn't really deserve. We all do. We all deserve to be our best self, our best help, to feel our very best. And so for being almost 55 years old, I'm going to have the best body that I can have at age 55. I'm going to have the best health I can. And I am really excited to be sharing that with everyone else and have everyone else join me. It's just been really fun. And I don't think that our success on this program is ever just a straight line. It hasn't been for me. You know, I've had some valleys and some peaks, and So yeah, you can see there in less than a month what happened. And I haven't taken a recent, but that's what happened in just a month for me. The other picture was when I very first lost, my 60 pounds. So that was several years ago. But it's a lifelong journey that I'm always going to be on. And our Dan Paxman said one time in one of our events, there's one thing that you can be perfect at, and you can be perfect at never quitting.
Oh.
So that's what I decided to do.
Oh, hands up, people, for Michelle, right? Oh my goodness. Thank you, Michelle, for sharing. And my favorite thing about what you said is the importance of that life book. Being able to truly have Dr. A guide us on this journey. And I love when you said it was contagious. Like, it's the good kind of contagious, people. This is the good kind of contagious that we want. So don't keep it to yourself. And with that, our next question, if you would please hop into the chat below, share, are you using the life book? Maybe share what element you're on. And if you are, what are you learning? What has been one takeaway that you could share? We have one last speaker, and so we will wrap up with this, and then I'll wrap it up after this. So again, hop into the chat and share if you're using the life book, what you're learning. And I'm excited to introduce now Gail Exton's client, Pat Mannion, and pictured with him also is his wife, Wendy. And Pat, I'm really excited. They've known each other since what, 4th grade, you and Gail and your coach, but you've also had that contagious, the good kind of contagious health journey, helping, change your life. Pat, are you there? And can you come off mute?
I am here.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
no, I'll go ahead and I will tell you my my story. So basically, maybe a year ago, I would say that my wife and I were both happy. I was very happy, but and I ran, but I couldn't run a lot. I could do a pull-up. I thought that was enough. I had aches. I thought that was something everybody had. When I got up in the morning, sometimes I get a back spasm. I just figured that's what happens when you're 50. And then one day I basically looked in the mirror and realized I hadn't looked in the mirror for at least a year. And that was when I realized that I had looked in the mirror. And then I told my wife that, and we both decided, you know what, you got to be proud enough of yourself that you don't mind looking in the mirror. So we looked around and we said, you know what, we have a lot of friends that are on different journeys. And we knew Gail, and we knew that she was on a great journey. And we said, you know what, we'll never know if we don't try. So we went ahead and tried it. We were naysayers. We said, how can we be naysayers if we don't give it a try? So I lost 70 pounds, and I didn't expect that. That was insane. I was only expecting to lose maybe 40, and I lost 70. I can do as many pull-ups and push-ups as I want now. I didn't think that was possible, ever. I don't throw my back out. I don't even think about it. I jump up in the morning when I wake up. I just jump right up, and I'm like, ha, I'm never going to throw my back out again. And I hope I don't, but I used to, every morning I would get up and go, slow, slow, old man, because you're going to throw your back out again today. I don't think about it because I don't need to. So basically, I just don't feel any limitations anymore. I don't think about anything about the plan, anything that we had preconceptions about, oh my gosh, it's this and that, and that's all a rigmarole and money. We don't even think about it because we can't get past how much we feel great. Just fantastic. And as for advice, I read ahead and I journal. I write down everything I do, everything I eat. It keeps me honest. I think that's how I got through several months of being really, really strict with myself and honest with what I was eating and sticking to the plan, because I wrote everything in an Excel sheet. And that's my story.
Wow, Pat, thank you so much. Hands up, everybody. These are such exciting stories to be able to celebrate tonight. And I'm grateful, Pat, for your story. I'm grateful for Carole, and I'm grateful for Michelle. I'm grateful for Blake and everybody sharing your stories tonight. Thank you for being here, all of you. You are really showing and demonstrating that by spending time in our community groups, spending time tonight, linking arms, encouraging one another. The chat has just been blowing up. I love how you encourage each other. Congratulations to each and every one of you. And I do want to just take a moment to encourage you to continue staying on the journey. It's not about being perfect, but with all of the hype that's going on in our world today, just keep in mind that as you make these choices towards optimal health, we have a better chance of really creating that long-term health. I also want to encourage you to think about the other people that might like this kind of contagious energy and community and health are needing a plan B. They're needing a plan B. And when we pay this gift forward and coach our friends and our family, you can also be chain breakers in your families. You can make a difference in the health that so many people around us need. So connect with your coach or whoever invited you to tonight's presentation. Sorry, I didn't realize that I wasn't all the way on the share. Thank you for joining us, and moving momentarily here to an opportunity for our coaches to do a little btle bit of celebrating in some of the lives that have been changing. So clients, thank you so much for hopping on. If you'd like to stay, you are welcome to take a little peek into our here tonight. And I hope that everybody has a healthy and wonderful St. Patrick's Day. Jan, if you can unmute us so we can all say goodbye and you guys.
I gotta have this on for a second.
So good.
Love that. Have a great one, everybody. Congratulations to all who shared their stories.
Hi. They can't see us. It's just our picture with Andrew right there.
Okay, Jen. Oh my